This is our digital biothesiometer model VIBROTEST. So this is one of the popular model. It's been in this market for many years. We have sold more than 15,000 plus devices to about 34 countries. So this is supplied in a padded bag for carry purpose. Actually the model name and the serial number of the device will be indicated here. So the total weight is less than 5 kg including the accessories. Okay. This bag is padded with a foam so that even if it falls down, the device inside will not get damaged. Okay. Now let us see the kit content. What are all the items available in the kit? Monofilament, we give 10 gram monofilament, 25 pieces along with the instrument for testing the loss of protective touch sense. The instructions are here, very simple to operate. Then we have an USB interface cable for connecting the VIBROTEST device to a Windows operated computer. Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10 are compatible with our software. Okay. And this is the mains cable for connecting the device to the 230 volt mains. Okay. This does not have a battery, so it needs only the electrical power. 230 volts is the standard power, but they can also supply any other voltage. We have been supplying 110 volt for US customers. Okay, some customers they ask 240 volts, 210 volts. So we can customize the power supply for the users actually. So 230 volts is the standard, and then 110 volts are the standard. So these are the two standard models available with us. If somebody wants a different volt, then we can supply them. This is the probe, vibration probe. So we have you have a tip here, so that tip is tested on the patient. So the tip generates the vibration. So based on the intensity of the vibration, patient has to say whether he is feeling the vibration or not. Based on the value displayed on the device, we can interpret the output. And we also have the main unit device VIBROTEST. Okay. And then we have a manual, user manual, a detailed user manual. Okay, with all the instructions how to connect to computer, how to install the software, how to take the measurements, how to interpret, how to troubleshoot. Okay, everything is provided in this manual. Okay, this manual is also available as a PDF in the software. Whenever you open the software, you can also open the manual. There are few fuses. Okay, the device will come with 2 fuses. In addition to that, we give 2 more fuses. The fuses will not go off frequently, but however, we give spare fuse. In case of any difficulty, you can change the fuse so that you don't have to wait for us. We can guide you how to change, then we can change the fuses. So that's it. So this the total package. Okay. Now let's see. We will open up and see the individually how it looks like, how the controls are, how it can be connected to patient, how the software is going to work. That we will see in detail. Now we will discuss about the various controls of this VIBROTEST. So this is the device and this is the probe. We have already seen it in the package conditions. Now I have opened everything for the clear understanding. You can see some of the knobs. So I will connect everything and then I will explain. So I will just connect this vibration probe to this point, VPT probe. You just keep it and rotate at one point, it will go inside. Then tight the nut, but don't over tight it. and there is a power cable. On the back side I need to connect the power. I connect the power. Okay, so this is our VIBROTEST. I have already seen the content of the machine in a packed condition. Now I removed all the packing, and so that I can show it clearly, and I can explain various controls and the users actually. So now I will show it on the back side. You can see here you have the mains input. Okay, I have to connect the cable here, press it, and below it actually you will see fuse. Okay, there's a fuse here. Okay, the screwdriver, if you push it out, then this will come. There will be two fuses. One fuse you can see it open, exposed. That is the one which we are using it. There will be one more fuse little hidden inside. That's a spare fuse. Okay, in case if the fuse fail, then you can throw the exposed fuse and then take out the hidden one, put it in that space. And we have also given two more fuses extra. They are actually usually pinned in the user manual. Okay, so usually fuses will not go. Sometimes if there is a lot of variation, fluctuations, then it might go, or some electronic problem, then it might go. Okay, and here you can see an USB port. Okay, so it is written as to PC. So we connect the USB cable here, and then other end to the computer for establishing a connection between the computer and the device, so that the data from here can be transferred seamlessly to the computer. Okay, so this is the back side. On the front, so before we go to the front, I will connect it so that with the value I can show it to you. Okay, and there is one connector here. It is VPT probe. So this is the probe. So you just keep it and rotate it. At one point it will go inside. Then you tight it. Do not over tight it. So now I have connected everything. I am switching it on. Now you will have a display DFC, diabetic foot care, for a few seconds. Then 00 will come. Before switching it on, see that this knob is in counterclockwise, fully 0. Okay, so this is written as volt. So this one actually used for increasing the vibration strength of the probe. As you increase, okay, the number increases. Okay, so you can see now it goes up to 50. 50 is the maximum. 0 to 50, 50 is the maximum. So based on this number, we can interpret the data. So there are two versions of interpretation. Some of the clients says 25 and less is normal, beyond 25 is abnormal. But majority of our clients, they say if it is 15 and less, if the patient feels it, then they are normal. And then 16 to 20, if they feel between this range, then it's they call it mild loss of vibration perception. And 21 to 25, within that range, moderate, and beyond 25, severe or abnormal. But both the groups accept beyond 25, it's critical. So when a person gets a vibration beyond 25, that means his foot is at risk. It has to be taken care properly. Okay, and you can see here there is a check key. On the probe also you can see here there is a check and record key. So the check is basically to stop the vibration. When I press this, the vibration to the probe is stopped. So patient, when he feels the vibration, when I press it, so vibration stops. He has to say yes, no, he is not getting. When I release it, he should say I am getting it. So that means the value is correct. So this is a procedure. So we need to test at multiple points. The locations are given, 6 points per foot. Okay, and once you complete all the testing, we have to make it to 0. Always make it a point to bring it to 0. Okay, counterclockwise, and then switch off the device. Okay, in that way, if you do it, the life of the machine will come for longer duration. This is the main screen of the software. You can see here some of the menus. When the first time when you are installing, we need to apply certain parameters. We need to do certain one-time settings. Once we do that, then on a daily basis we don't have to change it except few things. So the first thing is application setting. So when you say application setting, it will say port setting, instruction, mode, interpretation rules, interpretations, automatic IDs. So we will see one after another. Port setting. What is the port setting? So port means the communication port. The laptop and the device, they are connected by USB cable. Though they are connected, but there should be, it's like a gate. You have to open the gate. So the computer has got multiple USB ports, and we are going to assign one particular USB port for connecting with my device. So we need to identify which port, what is the port number, and that port number we need to assign so that my device will capture, and then they establish communication between the computer and the device. So for that, port setting is used. So when I click port setting, you can see here select communication port. So COM6, so that is a port number. Sometimes you may get 2-3 numbers, COM1, COM2, COM3. You have to identify the port number. Simple way is by removing the USB cable, the number will change, and when you again reconnect, you will get the same number. So I am removing the USB port. So if you okay, I have to again go and then port setting. See, now there is no number. Okay, so I am again connecting the port I connected. I go back and then again I am coming into the port setting. Now you can see it's COM6. So COM6 is the number. So if multiple numbers are there, when you remove and connect, you can find out which is going out, and then that is the number. So I have select COM6 and then save. So now I have established connection between the computer and my device. Okay, this is a one-time setting. If you keep changing the port to another USB, then sometimes we may have to again reset it. But otherwise, the same port, if you are going to connect, if you are not going to remove, then there is no problem. Instruction, actually, every operation I will show you what is the instruction. Initially, as a beginner, you want to know what is next. So this menu helps you to identify what is the next procedure. But once you master the software, then it becomes a kind of disturbance. So you can switch it off. Okay. Mode, we have in this software we have different modes: planter, ankle, and customs. So planter is the one which is popularly used. So it's by default it is selected. So ankle, it's again a few more points like additional points it is selected. Customs means suppose you want to do something differently, you want to do for some research, so you can select custom so that you can define your points. Interpretation rule, so these are the interpretation at the moment it is being used. So the voltage 15 and less is normal. If it is between 15 and 20, that is 16 to 20, it is mild loss. 21 to 25 moderate, and beyond 25 severe. We already discussed about this. So some segment of the professionals, they said less than 25 is normal, greater than 25 is abnormal, whereas one more segment they say up to 15 it is normal, then 16 to 20 mild, 21 to 25 moderate, beyond 25 severe. But everybody accept that more than 25 volts is considered high risk. Okay, so if you want to change later on, if there's some changing you want to do, then you can change it, and then when you save, then it will automatically save. Since I have not done any change, I am exiting. Interpretation, suppose you want to make the interpretation on or off. By default it is on, that means it will allow the software to interpret based on the numbers. It takes the average and then apply the value with the reference, the interpretation rule, and based on that it will say normal, mild, moderate, severe. Suppose if you do not want to interpret, the software do not want to interpret, then you can make it off, then you will get only the average value. There will not be any interpretation by the software automatically. This is automatic ID. Most of the institutes, they have unique patient IDs. So for them, we need to switch it off. But there are smaller clinics where they do not have automatic, they do not have unique ID for the patients. So in such situation, the system will ask for an ID. But many of the places in our experience, they keep on keying the same number, say 100, something like that. For every patient, they keep some number, fixed number. So that will be a problem because you are loading with the same patient ID multiple names. So the system will get confused. So instead, we make it automatic ID so that the system itself will allocate an ID for every patient. Okay. So in that way, there will not be any clash. Whenever the patient comes, it depending on the date and time, it allocates the ID automatically. By default, it will be on. But if you are maintaining a unique ID at the time of installation, we will discuss with you, and then we will make it off. Or you can yourself make it off. Then you can start using the IDs. So now I will make off. So it says, you can see automatic generation ID is off. So that means I have to enter the ID. Okay, this is completed. Okay, this one is the user manual. It gives you the user manual. Hospital setting. Okay, this is like since we are using a computer, we can use an ordinary A4 size plain white sheet, and we can create letterhead. For that purpose, we have this. Okay, see, by default you will have our name, our address. So you can edit it. You can change it to Global Hospital and with the address, and you can change the font. So I am changing it to something else, and I can change the font size also. And if you want color, I can change the color. I can change. You can see the colors changed. So like that, you can change the whole address. You can change. Once you've done, and then you say save and exit. If you want to see how it will look like, so the final printout will look like this. You can see here. This is how you will get. The logo is missing. We can also add logo. We will see how to add it. And then this title also you can change. Now we have made it as Biothesiometer study. You can change it to vibration perception study, whatever name you want to add. You can add, otherwise you can leave it. Okay. So I can add the logo here. You can see logo. So you have to show the logo path. So I am just giving our logo. Either bitmap or JPG it will take. So I have a JPG. It is added. Okay, and then like if you want, you can see. You can see here the logo is, but logo will always come on the left side because we cannot have multiple variable locations. Sometimes it will, it will affect the flow of the printout. So logo is on left, and then the center you will get hospital name and address. So after this, consultant. Okay, if it is individual clinic, then there is only one doctor. But if it is a bigger hospital or a corporate hospital, then there may be many consultants who will be referring the cases for this biothesiometry test. So we can add all those names actually. So doctor is prefix. You don't have to type doctor. You have to type only the name. The initial may be after the name. If you have first name and last name, you can type. Otherwise, name and initial. Then I can say Gilango baby specialist consultant. Okay, I can say. So I am adding one more number. Consultant vascular surgeon. So like that you can add as many you want. If it is only one, just type only one. Otherwise you can add any number actually, not a problem. So exit, and then referral. Okay. Some external referral could be there because not everyone can afford to buy this product. So some of your friends or some doctors nearby, if they want to do the test and they are sending the patient to you, then you can type in your name and their name. Here also doctor is already inbuilt, so only you have to give the name of the person, David. Okay, so this will come automatically, and here also you can have multiple number of doctor's name. Examiner, that means technician, because some corporate hospital they will have 4 or 5 technician, and they would like to know who has done the test. So for that purpose it is needed. So I can say Suresh. Okay, and if you want the name to come on the report, if you say hide, it will not come. If I say show, then his name will also come on the patient printout. Okay, so we have done all this hospital heading, then application setting. That's all. So these are the only 2 menus we need to do one time. After that we don't need to touch them, unless otherwise if there is really some change is happening around. Then new, whenever a patient comes first time, you have to use new. The same patient, if he is coming after a month, 3 months or 6 months, then you have to go for old actually. Delete for deleting records. Edit also for editing the patient names and age and all those parameters only, not for values. Reports, whenever the patient comes, and then if he is not having the report, if you want to see his previous reports, then you can use reports. Okay, that we will see little later actually. So I do new. Once I select new, you can see so salutation is here, so I can select Mr., Miss, Doctor, Engineer, whatever it is. So I'm saying Mr. Santosh. Okay, patient ID I have to type in BFCI 10124. Gender, age, consultant. If I click here, you can see all the names are there actually. So if it is only one name will be there. If it is multiple, you can select whoever you want. Automatically their specialization will also come. If it is referred by somebody else, then you can select. Otherwise you can leave this open. So if we select David, then David name will come. And then examiner, if multiple examiners are there, then okay. Now I have completed the basic setting. So now I have to select record. Now you can see here the black color cursor always it starts on the right foot great toe. It completes the right foot and then it goes to the left foot. Okay, so now it is there. You can also see an identical foot on the left side. That is mainly used in case if the patient is coming with an amputation, a 4-foot amputation or a toe amputation. So you should have some selection for not recording the value in those areas. Assuming if this patient has got a right toe amputation, then I have to now, because it is already amputated, I don't need to test here, but the software is there already, so I have to change it. So for that purpose I can say spot selection. Here you can see now you get tick mark. Earlier it was not there, so I am just changing it now. So I say proceed. If you now see, you can see the cursor is from the metatarsal. So when I see the report, it will see NR, that means not recorded. So in that way I can remove. Or if you want to remove multiple spot, okay, I have a 4-foot amputation, so I can remove all the 4 points. Okay, so then the cursor will start from here. So in that way it will take only these 2 values, and then this side the complete 6 points it will take. So the software is very flexible, it allows you to do everything. So now I will select all the spot. Okay, proceed. So the cursor is here. Now it is ready for testing in the application. So suppose if I have not selected the proper port, then when we go for the test, then you will get this error message, communication error message. So in that situation you have to select the port number and then you connect it. Otherwise you set it but accidentally the wire get disconnected or the machine is switched off, then when you are testing it, it will show communication error. But once you connect the cable, then if the error is not going, then you can go back to the application setting, go to the port setting and then select the port, save, then the error will go. Now you can do the test. You will not have any communication error, and then you can do the test. So now the test has come. Now I can increase some number and recording. See, now the recording will come. Otherwise what will happen, even during the test, accidentally if the power goes or the connection is bad, I am removing the cable, then it says the port is closed. So you have to be little careful while doing the test. Before you do the test, see whether the cable is connected and the machine is switched off. Otherwise you will get a communication error. So that's a problem. But once you are keeping it stationary, machines are not moved, you can just switch it off, switch it on and use it. Nothing will happen. Only when you are using a laptop for some other application, you are removing it and then bringing back again and testing. If you forgot to connect the cable, then you will have a problem. So this is the only step you have to take care while connecting the system. Otherwise there is no other issues. We will test this VIBROTEST device on the patient, and also we will use the computer to record the data. Before testing it, we need to educate the patient so that they should feel the vibration pattern very clearly. So only then the reading will be much better. So normally what we do is we will show them with a little high intensity on the hand, since the hands are not much affected, so they can feel the vibration and they can differentiate between the touch and the vibration. So with that, when we test it on the foot, they can easily understand the vibration pattern. Then the results will be much better. Okay. As far as the test points are concerned, we need to test 12 points, 6 points per foot. So we will usually start with the right foot, because the software it is designed to start with the right foot. So right toe, first metatarsal, third metatarsal, fifth metatarsal, instep, heel, and on the left toe, first metatarsal, third metatarsal, fifth metatarsal, instep and heel. So 6 plus 6, 12 points. So now we will test it on the patient hand and make him aware. So normally I increase it to roughly around 20-25 so that the vibration will be a little stronger, and when we put it on the hand they can easily understand the pattern. So usually we touch it on the bony structure. Do you feel it?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Do you feel it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now he feels it, he understands it clearly, so that we can test it on the foot. Now on the probe, if you see, we have two keys. One is check, one is record. Record is for transferring the data from the device to the computer. Check is actually to check whether the value what the patient says is correct or wrong. When I press check, the vibration at the tip is stopped. So when I ask the patient, he should say he is not feeling it. The moment I release it, he will be getting the vibration. He should say I am getting the vibration. If that is so, then what he is perceiving is correct. Even if I am stopping it, if the patient says I am feeling it, then probably it's the touch, not the vibration. Then we have to increase the voltage and see whether they are getting it. Suppose even at 50 volt they are not getting, means that means they lost the vibration perception. Or we can again go back to the hand and we can show them the touch and the vibration and make them aware, and then we can restart the test. So I will make it 0 and then I will test it, and when I am testing it, so now I will make it value. When I am testing it, we should not press the probe hard actually. It should be touched gently. When you are pressing hard, sometimes you are, because of large force, the value can be attenuated, so you may get a wrong value, or sometimes because of continuous force on the tip, it might damage the parts inside. So always touch gently. So I am touching it, I am slowly increasing it. So he will say at one point he will get the vibration. Do you feel the vibration?
Yes.
Okay, now I will be pressing the check key. Do you feel it?
No.
Now?
Yes.
So I press check. He said he is not feeling it. When I release, he is getting it. So the value is correct. So I say record. Now I make 7 is there on the great toe. And now the cursor, the black cursor is now at the first metatarsal head. So now I have to keep the probe at the first metatarsal head, and then again I am keep increasing from 0. Do you feel it?
Yes.
Do you feel it now?
Yes.
Do you feel it?
No.
I'll press check. I'm releasing the check. Do you feel it?
Yes.
Okay, then is getting the value. I am pressing record. You get a beep, and then the number is recorded at the first metatarsal head. So like this, I have to do all the points. So I'll be doing it on the third metatarsal. Do you feel it?
Yes.
Since it already is getting a 6 and 7, so I'm just recording it with 6. So do you feel it?
Yes.
Do you feel it now?
No.
I reduced it. Okay. I'm again increasing. Do you feel it now?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel it now?
Yes.
Do you feel it now?
Yes.
So I have completed the right foot, and I will be doing it on the left foot. Do you have feeling it?
Yes.
Now?
No.
Now?
Yes.
Okay. So like that. So I am just gently touching. So other points. and I will be, of course, I will be asking it, but he is a normal person, young person, so naturally the 6 number seems to be correct. But there are many incidences, patient may not even feel at 50. So once I have completed the value, now it says automatically it takes the average. You can see here 6 and 6, and then based on the interpretation it says normal study. Remarks is there. If I want, I can type in something about it. So I can just say, for since I am doing a demonstration, I am demonstrate on a normal subject. So this will come in the report. So I am saving it. Okay. So suppose if I want to do a monofilament, I can also do a monofilament. Actually, from there itself I would have done it. So I will press monofilament here. There is no electronics here. Since I am doing it here, it is asking as a separate test. It is asking for the patient name. I should have done before saving it, so that the same patient name and the report would have been generated. Okay. So maybe I will do it again in the other one. Okay. So now we have completed one test. If I want to see the report, you can click here. See, this is what the instruction. Now I have made the instruction on. For every operation, it will give us the instruction. It says select patient name. So I am selecting. Again, it will give an instruction, select patient ID. Because Santosh, there may be 2-3 Santosh could be there, but every Santosh will have a unique ID. So all their IDs will be displaying down. So I am just selecting it here. And again, so identify the person, identified the ID. Okay, then if he has come for 10 times or 20 times, so all the recordings with the date it will be showing there. So it is asking me to select the date. So I am selecting the date, and then here I can see the preview. So you can see the logo is here, the hospital name and address, the patient name, age, patient ID, and then male, female, date, and then the referral doctor name, Biothesiometer study, the headlines, then the numbers. It says take the average 6 and then normal. It says normal study, and then in the bottom you will see the remarks. I have typed demonstrating a normal subject, consultant name and his specialization, and then the examiner name. So all these things will come in the report. You can just give a print, and then it gets printed on a printer, or if you have a PDF printer, you can do a PDF printing. Okay. Very simple to do that. So now we have done. I have also have another representation, a graphical way of representing. You can see here. So there are two colors, blue and green. Blue for right foot and green for left foot. Since the average value is 6, both are in the same line. But here only, here you can see two small variations, 7 and 6. So the some variation, and then below you have a tabulation with all the numbers and then the average and then the interpretation. Okay, the same thing. It's a different kind of patient report. With that is a foot image. Here is a tabular image. Okay, so I'm exiting. Okay, now if the same Santosh is coming after 6 months. Okay, so now what should I do? I go to old. Okay. Here I am having only one patient. There are incidences, there will be hundreds of patients. You have to search for those. It's difficult. So here you can type in S-A-N-T. 3 letters or maximum 4 letters, and then by name you can search. This is the search binocular search function. Once you click it, then whatever name with S-A-N-T will be displayed. So it is easy for you to select now. Okay, so I select. You can also select search by ID. That is also possible. You can select by ID. Click it here, then you can select. and then Santosh, then it asking to select for the ID. Now ID is selected. Okay, so the consultant name, okay, examiner, because at that particular time could be a different technician, so in that case we can select it also. So now everything is ready. I am just saying record, so it comes to this screen. So now I will be same way I will be doing the test. So since we have already seen that, I am just recording it for demonstration purpose. So assuming I am keeping the probe on the patient, I am testing everything. So recording it. So automatically after I complete everything, then interpretation comes. Okay. So if I want to do monofilament, so I can click here. So here you can see all the details are already captured, because from BPT I am selecting monofilament. So this is our monofilament. It comes in the card. Okay, when you open it, you will see here. This is basically for a single patient, but if you are using it on a non-infective food, then you can use it for multiple patients till it becomes permanently bent like this. So otherwise you can, if it is straight, you can use it. The method is, so this is calibrated to buckle when you apply 10 gram of force. So now I am just touching it, so it is not 10 gram, but when I press little bit more, you can see it is bending. So that means it is up. I am giving a force of 10 gram. So IDF and WHO recommended 10 gram monofilament for testing the protective touch sensation, loss of protective touch sensation. So this is calibrated for 10 grams. Okay, so you have to press and hold for about 1.5 seconds and then release it. You should not do it like this. You should not press it over actually. Just press it. When it becomes bent, leave it. Just hold it for 1.5 seconds and then remove it. Okay. After the test, if you have an alcohol swab, you can just wipe it to remove any dust particles. Okay. The same way I will be doing it on the foot. Patient has to identify. For our software, we have the same points, that is grade 2, first, third, fifth metadassociate, and then instep and heel. So I have to test all the points. So I will be testing it on the right toe. So I am just pressing it and I will be asking the patient whether he is feeling. Do you feel it?
Yes.
Where you are feeling?
Toe.
Toe. Okay. Do you feel it now?
Yes.
Do you feel now?
Yes.
Do you feel now?
Yes.
Are you feeling it?
No.
Now?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel it now?
No.
Do you feel it?
Yes.
Do you feel it now?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Now?
Yes. Yes.
Now?
Yes.
Do you feel now?
Yes.
Do you feel it now?
Yes.
Now?
Yes.
How about now?
Yes.
Okay. So we have tested the points. So now, since he is being a normal subject, we have seen he is getting the sense all the points. If you see here, you can see in the software you have 3 colors: green, red, and yellow. Green means present, red means absent, yellow means not recorded. Okay, if you see the foot here, by default we are showing it as not recorded. So since he has felt all the points, so I just click on the grade toe, it becomes green now. Suppose if he has not felt, if I again click it, then it becomes red. So red means absent. So but in this case it is green. I am making all the points green. So all the points, and if you want to type in any comments, you can type in your comments here. And then if you see the preview, you can see here the letterhead is there, logo is there, patient details, monofilament 10 gram study. And then you can see you have a tick mark. So since he has filled in all the points tick mark, you can see here tick means present, double X means absent, NR means not recorded. Suppose assuming he has got a 4-foot amputation, then in all the first 4 points it will be as indicated as NR, not recorded. Okay, whatever remark you have typed in, that would come here actually, and then the doctor name and the consultation. Then you have this technician name, everything comes in. You can now take a print. Okay, so automatically it's over now. And for the VPT, so okay, I have not done that. Okay, so you will now completed your monofilament also. We just exit. So we have seen new, we have seen old, how to record a patient when he comes after the visit, first visit. Then edit. So you want to change, you can select the patient, you can select the ID, and then you can redo the, you can edit it. Okay, we have to select the visit number. Okay, now you have see. So suppose if I feel that I have taken something wrongly, then select the points where you want to do the retest. So it's asking, do you want to overwrite existing value? I say yes. Then I can now type in take the value, correct value, and then save it. Once I complete, then I say save, then it is saved. So we have seen new, old, edit. Reports also we already seen. Okay, suppose you want to see here, you can select patient, right, then ID, and then the visit, and then you can see the straight away you can go for preview, and then you can take the printout. Okay, so the next is export. So again it's asked for the planter. You want to export all the field. You want age group. Suppose you want to select only age of 60 and above, only 50 and above, or you want to select only male patient. Okay, so or same patient, multiple visits you can export, or date wise you can export. Okay, so when you say all patients, then it's everything is here. Okay, then we can do an export. Then you will get it in Excel actually. Okay, that is only when you are doing some studies, some research. For that you need data. You can take the data out like this actually. So this completes the complete demonstration. So you can just click exit, then it comes out of the software.